In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NBA games happening on February 12, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Chicago Bulls versus Atlanta Hawks. Chicago Bulls will face the Atlanta Hawks in an eagerly anticipated matchup on Monday, with both teams vying for crucial playoff positioning. The Bulls, currently positioned 9th in the Eastern Conference with a record of 25-28, are set to clash with the Hawks, who hold the 10th spot with a record of 24-29. The trade deadline passed without significant roster changes for either team. In their previous outings, the Bulls suffered a narrow 114-108 road loss against the Orlando Magic, narrowly missing the 5.5-point spread, while the Hawks secured a 122-113 victory over the Houston Rockets at home, covering as 7.5-point favorites. This encounter marks the second of 3 meetings between the teams this season, with the Bulls emerging victorious by 5 points in their initial matchup on their home court. The Chicago Bulls find themselves in a challenging period, having lost 5 of their last 9 games overall. Their recent 114-108 overtime defeat to the Orlando Magic highlighted their struggles. Despite leading by 11 points in the third quarter, the Bulls faltered, scoring just 15 points in the fourth quarter and 7 points in overtime. DeMar DeRozan top scored with 28 points, supported by Nikola Vucevic's 26 points and 17 rebounds. Ayo Dosunmu contributed 19 points, while Kobe White added 14 points and 7 assists. Despite shooting 43% from the field, the Bulls couldn't seal the win. Looking ahead, they face the Cleveland Cavaliers following this matchup. In contrast, the Atlanta Hawks are enjoying a positive stretch, winning 6 of their last 8 games. Their recent 122-113 triumph over the Houston Rockets showcased their offensive prowess. DeJounte Murray led with 34 points and 7 assists, complemented by Saddiq Bey's 24 points, Jalen Johnson's 21 points, and Trae Young's 18 points and 8 assists. The Hawks overcame a slow start, scoring only 19 points in the first quarter to dominate the second and third quarters and secure a comfortable victory. Shooting 45% from the field and 14 of 41 from beyond the arc, the Hawks demonstrated their offensive efficiency. The injury report for both teams reveals key absences. The Bulls are without Zach LaVine, and Alex Caruso is listed as questionable. The Hawks, on the other hand, are missing Clint Capela and Patty Mills. Kobe White's recent resurgence has been crucial for the Bulls, keeping them competitive amidst challenges. Currently placed 9th in the East, the absence of Zach LaVine has tempered their playoff ambitions, and they are now striving to stay afloat. Facing the team closely trailing them in the standings makes this game particularly significant for the Bulls. Trae Young will once again be the focal point for the Atlanta Hawks. Despite facing initial exclusion from the All-Star team, Young's recent performances have been stellar, averaging 28 points and 11 assists per game over the last 9 outings. His impressive shooting, especially from downtown at 43.8%, makes him a key asset for the Hawks. February has been his most efficient month, and maintaining this form could solidify the Hawks' position. Atlanta boasts a 6-2 record in their last 8 games, winning 5 of 6 at home and covering the spread in 6 of 7 overall. The return of De'Aaron Hunter adds further depth to their lineup after a brief rest period. The significance of this game cannot be overstated for both teams. The Hawks, riding a solid streak, appear to be in a better position. Except for losses to Boston and the Clippers, they have been flawless in recent weeks. The Hawks have the 8th most efficient offense in the league, making them formidable opponents. Atlanta needs this win, having only 3 matchups against Chicago and already losing 1. As the Atlanta Hawks return home following a strong win against the Houston Rockets, their matchup against the Chicago Bulls gains prominence. Without Clint Capela, the Hawks have the opportunity to play at an even faster pace, leveraging the strengths of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. The Hawks starting lineup, featuring 2-star guards Johnson, Bey, and Okongwu, is exceptionally fast and includes 4 shooters. This lineup is expected to push the tempo against the Bulls, who may struggle to keep up. The Bulls, in the midst of a challenging 4-game road trip, are grappling with inconsistency. Their recent starting lineup, lacking the scoring potential of Caruso and Dawsonmu, faces a tough task against the Hawks, who boast the 8th most efficient offense in the league. While the Atlanta Hawks have struggled as the worst covering team in the NBA, recent performances suggest they are playing their best basketball of the season. In contrast, the Chicago Bulls are marked by inconsistency, making it challenging to predict their performance. The Hawks, fueled by confidence and a hot streak, are poised to continue their run. Thus, the Atlanta Hawks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The stylistic clash between the Hawks' fast-paced play and the Bulls' slower approach suggests an intriguing dynamic. Although the Hawks play fast, recent trends indicate that the over is the play for this game. Despite the Bulls' slower pace, they have surpassed the total in their last 5 games. Chicago's 16th rank in defensive efficiency further supports the expectation of Atlanta spreading them out and attacking from deep, especially with Vucevic on the court. The Hawks, known for their fast-paced style, will likely accelerate further in the absence of Capela. This game's over-under is expected to be influenced by the Hawks' perimeter-oriented play, especially with their top shot blocker unavailable. Atlanta has gone over the total in 3 of their last 5 games, intending to push the tempo against a Bulls team comfortable in a slower-paced game. Defensive performance plays a crucial role in the dynamics of this matchup. The Atlanta Hawks carry the burden of a 29th ranked defense, conceding 118 points per 100 possessions, contributing to a disappointing season. In contrast, the Chicago Bulls sit at a middling 13th position, allowing 112 points per 100 possessions. The Hawks' strategy revolves around a relentless offensive approach, ranking as the 4th quickest team in the league with 103.1 possessions per game. The over has also hit in each of Chicago's last 5 games and in 7 out of Atlanta's last 10. Considering these factors, over the projected total is our full game total pick, given the recent trends favoring both teams. San Antonio Spurs versus Toronto Raptors. In an upcoming matchup, 2 teams currently residing outside the playoff picture are set to clash when the San Antonio Spurs journey north to face the Toronto Raptors. San Antonio is coming off a disheartening loss to the Brooklyn Nets, succumbing 123-103 and failing to cover as 6.5-point underdogs. Conversely, the Raptors suffered a decisive defeat at home, losing 119-95 to the Cleveland Cavaliers as 8.5-point home underdogs. This encounter marks the second and final meeting between these teams this season, with the Raptors claiming victory in the initial matchup by 7 points on the road. The San Antonio Spurs find themselves in a dismal state, having lost 13 of their last 16 games. Seeking to break free from a 7-game losing streak, they aim to rebound after a 123-103 road defeat against the Nets. In the recent defeat, Victor Wembanyama led the team with 21 points, complemented by Keldon Johnson's 19 points off the bench and Devin Vassell's 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. However, the Spurs struggled with a 39% shooting accuracy from the field and 11 of 34 from beyond the arc. Their woes continued into the second half, trailing by as much as 28 points. The Spurs are set to face the Mavericks in their subsequent game. Meanwhile, the Toronto Raptors are grappling with their own challenges, having lost 9 of their last 12 games. Their recent setback involved a 119-95 defeat against the Cavaliers, with Scottie Barnes contributing a triple-double of 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Despite their efforts, the Raptors shot only 40% from the field and 9 of 31 from the three-point line. The Spurs continue to face challenges with the absence of Charles Bassey and newly acquired Marcus Morris, while the Raptors are still without Marquise Noel. San Antonio, being a youthful team, faces difficulties performing well during extended road trips against superior opponents, and their ongoing 9-game road trip has proven this point. Losing the initial 3 games against Miami, Orlando, and Brooklyn, they failed to cover the spread in any of these losses. In contrast, Toronto is adapting to new rotations but boasts a rising star in Scottie Barnes, creating matchup difficulties for San Antonio. Former Knicks players Quickly and Barrett add scoring potential to the Raptors, and the addition of Kelly Olynyk provides versatility. Toronto has secured noteworthy wins against Houston and Charlotte in recent times. At the trade deadline, Toronto underwent significant changes by trading away key players Pascal Siakam and Og Anunoby. This has resulted in increased playing time for new faces, such as Grady Dick, who made an impact off the bench with 14 points against the Cavaliers. Despite spending considerable time in the G League, Dick has assumed a larger role with the Raptors, contributing consistently in three-point shooting. With the Raptors currently out of contention for the play-in tournament, the rookie is expected to have the opportunity to play through mistakes. San Antonio has struggled to cover the spread in 6 consecutive games against Toronto, and both teams enter this matchup following blowout losses. The Toronto Raptors, though possibly not substantial favorites against any opponent, are favored in this matchup due to the San Antonio Spurs' struggles. The Spurs' defensive deficiencies and a 24-29 against the spread record highlight their challenges. Conversely, the Raptors have excelled at home, winning and covering in their last 6 encounters with the Spurs. Considering these factors, the Raptors are poised to overcome the struggling Spurs, so the Toronto Raptors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Despite San Antonio's fast-paced style of play, their 27th-ranked defense lacks efficiency, leading to lower scoring outputs. The Spurs' recent trend of going under the total in 8 of their last 9 games reflects their offensive struggles. On the other hand, the Raptors are still adjusting to new lineups and rotations, having traded away star players earlier in the season. With a recent trade deadline further altering their roster, the Raptors have gone under the total in their last 2 games and play at the 19th fastest tempo in the league. The lack of offensive firepower in this matchup, coupled with San Antonio's consistent trend of going under, makes under the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.